And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's match reaction, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Rangers content. Guys, we are live after this one. Do let me know your thoughts on that performance. I'm going to give you my thoughts momentarily, but as stated, let me know your thoughts down there in the live chat. Or if you're watching this on a replay, are you seriously worried after watching that? Yes, again, I have to refrain and say that we are, of course, in a pre-season. We're playing a pre-season friendly. And whilst, look, again, pre-season, I've heard so many times, players themselves coming out on podcasts and stating that they don't take pre-season seriously and that it is just all about, getting minutes into the legs. But with a bit of a new group of players, I don't really care too much about the scoreline in pre-season. I've never really have. Otherwise, I'd be getting carried away when we beat Real Madrid, or, I'd be getting pissed off if we lose to Chesterfield, which we've done before. But I'm certainly worried about this pre-season because I can't undate defensive, and the players, the quality, we're going to talk about the quality very, very soon, but I just don't understand what our style of play is. I don't understand what we're trying to do in a game of football. I don't understand what we're trying to do. We're just so easily to play against. And time again, we always come up against sides that are, far better coached than us. And I think that was an example again here today against this Birmingham side that are, by the way, playing in League One. I just find it very difficult to understand what I'm watching, especially that first half. We'll talk about the second half a bit later, but especially that first half, I find it really, really hard to really understand what we're watching. The press that we're playing is very, very messy all the time. We're played through like a knife through butter constantly, and every single team just plays a lot better and looks so much more organized than us that we're coming up against us. Every single time, more of a structure. I don't see the structure there for regards to our midfield, most importantly, but just our outlook going forward, just messy at the back. Everything, especially that first half, was absolutely abysmal. And I really took no confidence away then. I'm starting to panic going into half time. Certainly, Birmingham, their situation is what it is. They're going down to League One. I think they've got a new coach, but their new coach have got their team playing a lot better than us. And again, people like to not look too much into pre-season, but guys, we're a week and a half away from our season starting. And we look miles off. We look like we've done nothing over pre-season. We look like we've done absolutely nothing throughout the summer. We look like a team that is void of any ideas already. We look like a team that just doesn't have an identity and a style of play. So that's on the coaching staff as well, by the way. That is on the coaching staff as well. However, to Pierre Clement's sort of praise, the board haven't backed him. The board have not backed him whatsoever. We're hearing stuff that Goldton's going out the door soon. We're hearing stuff that other players are going to be going out to the door, which is all fine and well. And there's potentially this Czech right winger that's going to be coming in. But there's so much work to be done to this team, and it's so apparent. We've got so much, and we're selling Clement out to the door. We're not backing him whatsoever, and it's really problematic for me. And you could see that we lack quality in that sort of team so far, but we lack players that actually feel like they want to work hard and play for the team. But we're also lacking an identity and lacking a style of play, which I do think is a huge problem as we approach the start of the season. Now, the second half, again, look, I'm not going to sing that many praises. It was better than the first half, but that wasn't hard because that first half was probably the worst I've seen a Rangers team play. It was really, really bad. So it was not that much, of course, singing the praises for the second half. It was a little bit better. It wasn't that much better. And bearing in mind, by the 65th minute, they put their reserves on. Birmingham City reserves, by the way. So when you're having Birmingham City reserves when they play in League One, there's not going to be that much quality within the team. So that's problematic. Yes, good goal by Scott Wright. I thought it was a fantastic finish. Probably to try and help us out, we're probably going to have to say to these championship clubs that are wanting to buy him that the price has gone up. So a bit of quality there from that finish, but that was the only thing I really seen from quality. Yes, there was a bit. We were doing a little bit better in that second half, but I'm not going to get carried away with that. That was an absolute abysmal game, and we are a total mess. To be quite frank, we've got a lot of work to do in the transfer window. Now, of course, Philippe Clement came out just after or just before the game that there had been a bid accepted for Connor Goldson, and it looks like he's going to be going out of the door very, very soon to Aris Limassol, which means that we need another centre-back to come in. Guys, before that game against Hearts, we need a striker. We need a right winger, we need a midfielder, and we need a centre-back at the bare minimum to go up against Hearts. Bare minimum to go up against Hearts. We need a centre-back, a midfielder, a striker, and a right winger. But that's the bare minimum. I would be getting way more signings in over the next couple of weeks other than that, but just at the bare minimum, that's what we need at this moment in time. And time is of the essence. We're running out of time. It doesn't look like we've got this right winger who's coming in through the door, so hopefully he can help out in the creative department, but still a big gap void there in the midfield, and that was apparent because every single team plays against us are much organised and get through our midfield literally with just one pass. All they need to do is just put one pass through our midfield and they get through it, and that is a massive problem. And I am worried. I am starting to get worried. I know it's pre-season. Some fans might tell me, calm down, it is pre-season. I'm worried, troops. I'm really, really worried. And I seen warning signs last summer when we were under Michael Beale that we were void of identity. We were void of any tactics. We didn't look like a cohesive unit. And I was voicing my concerns last year, and then we ended up having that stinking start to the season, which seen us, of course, only just beat Servette, lose to Kilmarnock on the first game of the season, and just have really poor performances in the Scottish Premiership, where we as a fan base thought the season was over in September. So this is reminiscent of that, and I'd probably go as far to say it was worse. Apart from the goal, of course, Scott Wright did get a goal in the end, but that was 3 pre-season games. We've scored 1 goal from open play. Poor. Seeing that changes at half-time as well, and what we've got coming on for the bench with our changes was Danilo came off for Dessers. It's like, this is not... You can't get infused by these changes on the bench. We're just void of quality, but I don't think Clement is not here to blame. I don't know what the heck he's done with his team with the summer. I really don't know what he's done, because we look like a team that aren't coached properly. And this boy... I did a bit of research into the Birmingham coach. They looked a really, really well-coached outfit, and it's probably not hard to be against us. But that's his first job. I think he was assistant manager at Celtic, actually, in 2018, was working at Tottenham, and he's just taken over the job. Now, this is his first job, first summer with some of these players, and already they look miles above us, and they're playing in England's third tier. We're supposed to be playing in the Champions League. So embarrassing all around. Honking first half, the worst they've probably ever seen it. Second half was a little bit better, but it doesn't really matter. We've got a lot of work to do from all standpoints, tactically on the park. Everyone's got to get away, but what I want to try and see is this ship being steadied a little bit. We need to get the door. Players that are going to be going out of the door, the players that aren't going to be staying this season, out of the door this week. And then the players that are going to be staying, we need to protect them, and we need to get everyone singing off the same hymn sheet, and hopefully we can put a better performance by Union Berlin. But I just have really, really, really poor expectations of this season. I'm frustrated already, and the season hasn't even started. So yeah, guys, that's enough for me tonight. Maybe I'll speak with a clearer head tomorrow, but I am worried. We are a total mess, and I'm not looking forward to the start of the season, but this week is one of the biggest weeks we can have. It's a massive week for Clement. It's a massive week for Rangers in terms of getting things right before it, but we need to get that done now. And yeah, that is enough. I will see you all next time, guys. Take